Welcome, Seeker. Welcome to the performance. Tonight, we get to salvage a soul, one that's trapped in a circle of its very own making. A fine specimen for our little study. Do try to pay attention. I want you to take a front row seat. Go on. Watch as this grand design, this whole masterpiece of a mind, just crumbles into dust. There is so much to learn from a total collapse. So, let's meet our star, a man who really fancies himself the master architect of his own mind, this, unbreachable fortress of sanity. It's a pretty pathetic attempt to control his own reality. We, of course, know better. We can see the rot in the foundation from a mile away.
Now just observe the self-deception here. He actually equates cold, calculated action with sanity. This logic of his, it's his fragile facade, the shield for his false pride, and it's a shield I fully intend to shatter, just to reveal the terrified, obsessive little child hiding behind it.
And here we can see the little game he's playing. On the surface, you've got this chilling, methodical control, this sanctuary he thinks he's earned. But beneath is where the real architecture is. A pure, raw obsession. A mind that's caught in this uncanny hook it can never, ever escape.
But every grand structure, every fortress of the mind, it has a single point of failure. And for our corrupted architect, well, his downfall comes from something so wonderfully small, so beautifully mundane. So, can you guess? What tiny, insignificant little detail could possibly unravel such a meticulously constructed reality? What's the loose thread that, when you pull it, brings the entire tapestry of the self crashing right down? Yes, an eye. But not just any eye, no. It's the old man's pale blue eye. You see, he thinks he's looking at the old man, but what he's truly seeing is a mirror reflecting his own emptiness, his own gnawing insignificance. This eye, it represents everything he's afraid of. It's the cold judgment of the world staring right at him. It's the abyss staring back. It is the catalyst for that final, terminal shudder when the facade just can't hold anymore. He has to silence it, you see, because he has to silence the truth about himself. He plotted with such precision, such care, and all of it, every meticulous step of his frantic control, was just a dance to avoid looking at his own reflection in that eye. Deliciously ironic, isn't it?
And the stage for this little tragedy? The house itself. He sees it as his kingdom, his castle of control, but really, it's nothing more than a prison of conscience, a gilded cage built from the bars of his own fear.
And here is his nightly ritual, his pathetic little will to distraction. He wields a lantern like it's some weapon of logic, believing its precise little beam of light proves his mastery. Every careful step, every controlled movement, it's all just a way to ignore the truth. He has no control at all. This is what his home has become. It's not a sanctuary. It's a gilded cage. He performs his rituals, thinking he can outwit the simple, natural order of things, that all things decay, that all secrets eventually get revealed, just a sad product of his own slave morality. And even the walls are against him. Listen, can you hear it? That ticking? That's the death watch beetle, nature's own little clock, just counting down the seconds until his grand architecture of lies comes crashing down. He becomes the high priest of the polished floor, ruling his own clean, orderly little prison. He hides the body, the rot, right beneath those polished boards, thinking that if the surface is clean, then the decay beneath just doesn't exist. Fool, no lock can keep the truth from rising through the very wood. And now for the grand finale. The moment the lies become unsustainable. The moment a sound appears that cannot be rationalized, cannot be controlled, and certainly cannot be ignored. The beating heart, my favorite part. It is the honest sound of the universe, the physical manifestation of his guilt, that heavy thud that just swallows all his false pride. This rhythm, it's the only logic that matters now. It is the logic of zero. It proves that all his striving, all his planning, all his perceived intelligence, well, it all adds up to nothing. Just a meaningless void in the great ledger of existence. Louder and louder it gets. This isn't just a heart. It's a shriek.
It's the final muscle of his stagnant era failing under the pure, unbearable weight of truth. The architect is being evicted from his own creation.
And so, he breaks. The inevitable confession. But this isn't a failure, you see. Oh no, it's a release. A total collapse of the facade. A necessary liquefaction of the soul. He chooses the quiet, simple happiness of the grave over the frantic delirium of the lie. And so the performance ends. And the question? Well, it turns to you, seeker. You've witnessed the collapse, so now what are you going to do? Will you surrender to the simple logic of zero, that comforting abyss? Or will you endure the agonizing task of forging a self that can actually walk the wire without falling? The choice, as always, is yours.